What is up, everyone? Welcome back to Dale Does It All. So I wanted to do a video this morning kind of talking about some of the issues that we've had with drainage around our pool. So got into a conversation on Facebook on one of the groups this morning on the vinyl liner pool group, and someone was having some issues with sign of some wrinkles and divots and stuff like that in our pool liner, and that kind of sparked something in me to kind of tell you guys what I've kind of been dealing with for the last few years and what I've done to really remedy a lot of those issues. And hopefully you can gain some insight on, what I've done and potentially do the same thing yourself. It's kind of an easy job. Anybody can do it with a few hand tools, and it's going to make a world of difference of how the water is draining around your pool. So let me go ahead and show you guys exactly what the issue is, and let's go ahead and get into it. So this is our 19,000 gallon vinyl lined lagoon pool that we got put in 2019. And if you were like me and you're someone who lives on the southeast United States, you're gonna know that a lot of your soil, at least in this area, is very clay and clay dense type soil. And just the properties of clay in general, they don't really absorb water, they shed water, which is why a lot of like ponds and stuff like that, when you dig a pond, you dig all the way down to the clay because you're most likely to retain that water in that depression. So what happens is when you put a pool like this in an area of clay soil is that you have to do a couple things that oftentimes some pool builders don't do. And that is put a backfill, dig all of that clay out, and backfill gravel. A lot of areas that you'll find that proper backfill doesn't actually happen. It's kind of right here where these stairs, I don't have the handrail in, but this is where my actual stairs start. So because of that void that those stairs create, it's hard to get that soil underneath and into those stairs, and they start to hold water. Where we're sitting right now is on the very base level of my pool, and as you can see here, there is a slight incline to the top of my garage. So what happens is when there's a torrential downpour or even a downpour at all of that water goes from the top of the hill down into my pool. Like a lot of you are probably thinking, yeah, you idiot, that's why you put in a retaining wall or blah, 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 blah. But I mean, just like anyone else, I mean, when you have a dream of putting in a pool or something like that, things quickly become out of reach when you factor in a $20,000, $30,000 retaining wall. So you make the decision, let's keep going. It's not bad enough to get a retaining wall. And then you're left with issues kind of like. So now you're probably wondering, well, how do I know that I have drainage issues at my pool? Well, it's going to be pretty obvious based on the severity. So one of the first things that I noticed is that during a hard rain or after a hard rain, I'll start to see a brown kind of silt or soot on top of the pool, and even some mulch actually in the pool. And that's from this water pushing this mulch over into the coping, and from the coping onto the pavement and into the water. That's your first indication. You're starting to get a lot of debris, you're starting to get mulch, you're starting to get rocks, stuff like that into the pool. That's most likely how that's occurring. The second thing is a little less obvious, but it's the same indication of a similar cause. So this may just look like some dirt lines, but as you can see, kind of in this area, this dirt is just doing a really good job at pointing out what I want you guys to see, and that is a wrinkle. So how these wrinkles form is that when that water comes from uphill and it comes into the pool, or if you have water collecting alongside this coping here, it's going to seep down into the pool, and it's going to have nowhere to go because of all of that clay preventing the water from flowing downhill. So essentially what I've had to do several times is I've had to get a water hose, pop this little liner out of the track, feed that hose down only after removing the metal end, And I've actually had to suction some of that water out of the pool and over just to get this liner to get back to its correct position. Unfortunately, what you see here is when enough water gets underneath that liner, it's going to start to raise the liner. And when it starts to raise, the water seeping in is going to flow pebbles, it's going to flow dirt. And once that water actually drains out, you're left with the liner slightly out of position, and then these folds and these wrinkles form. The other thing is that you can feel slight pebbles or slight bumps on the actual bottom level on your pool. If you're walking around in your pool and you're like, oh, what the heck is this? It's something sharp under my foot. That's most likely what that is. A pebble has kind of flowed down underneath, or just a remnant of concrete or the vermiculite skim coat that they put on. It's become dislodged, and now it's kind of sticking up in a position that hopefully doesn't cause you a puncture in the future. All right, well, you're probably wondering, well, what did you do to fix it? Well, there's several things that I have done. Part of them start at the pool, part of them start at the yard. So let's go ahead and get started in the yard first. So I know this is going to be difficult to see, but what I did last year is I regraded my yard right here. And what I did is I created what's called a swell. So I put a high side on both sides and a slight depression in the middle, kind of where Hank is walking right now. And what that does is it causes kind of like a cup or a channel to form around my yard and around the pool. And that at least allows for that water, as it starts to run, to flow around the pool, around this garden bed and these rocks, into this pipe and out down into the yard, preventing a lot of that water from going straight to this coping and then going underneath the concrete and underneath the liner. And that's something that really anyone can do. What I started with is really a shovel and just digging out that trench, and slowly over time, when it rains, put on your rain suit, come outside and actually watch to see where that water is flowing. That's the only way, I'm serious, it's the only way you're ever going to be able to accurately fix your water drainage issues, is to get out here when it's raining and watch how the water's draining. It's really great because if you have a shovel, you've got a rake, you can make adjustments on the fly, and you can really see the specific things you need to do to fix your problem. But what about the pool? What did we do there? So originally when we had the pool put in, I added this coping of rocks. And this coping of rocks, essentially in my mind, was going to act as like a natural flow of water or channel of water. At least that's what my thought process was when I did it. Something that could kind of at least be decorative. You could walk on it, but it's still going to direct that water downhill and kind of towards the pond area, which you see over here. However, that didn't work. And the reason it didn't work is because the volume of water that's falling exceeds very quickly the volume of water that this has the capacity to hold or even channel, quickly. So what I had to do is I actually had to get my shovel again, and I dug a trench around this rock. I took all those rocks, I pulled them back, and I dug that trench. And I'll show you what I put in that trench. So this, my friends, is 4-inch corrugated drainage pipe. You can get this from Lowe's for probably like $10 for about a 10 foot piece or length. Depending on how much you need, you can get entire coils. I think I ended up getting like a 50 or 100 foot piece. And also bought some sediment filter or covers to go alongside those holes. So the way it works, and I'll show a picture here as I'm talking about it, is that this pipe has holes all the way through the actual drainage or the corrugated pipe. Those holes are covered with a sediment filter to prevent any sort of mulch, rocks, or getting into that pipe and restricting the water flow. But how that works is that you have that rock and you backfill that rock on top of those pipes or that drain pipe. And when you put that corrugated pipe all along your pool coping here, it's going to allow that water, if it does pool in those areas, to drain exactly where you want it to go. So how many places did I put that corrugated pipe? Where did I run it? How did I choose where to run it? I ran it anywhere that looked like it could possibly hold water, and the only place of travel for that water was down to the pool and underneath the pool liner. That's what you want to prevent, and you want to try to eliminate any possibility for that water to drain towards the pool, to get stagnated or pulled up around the pool, and then only draining into the liner. So where did I put that corrugated piping? Well, let's take a look. So for my system, I actually had to do 2 separate runs. So the first starts here, and when we added this patio concrete, I had them add me a little channel so that way I could feed that piping through. But that piping continues under those rocks all the way down underneath the mulch bed, and then you see the outlet pipe down there, down the hill slightly. I did not add additional channels in this area because this same pooled water flows down to this kind of drain area, and I'm hoping that I don't have to add any additional in the future. I probably could have to additionally address some of those issues on the side, but I'm still happy with how it turned out. Also added this second run on this side all the way behind the house, alongside the house, and then that also outflows to this pipe down the hill as well. So depending on how big of an issue you have with your drainage, or how often you have a lot of really heavy downpours, for us, it's usually only in the springtime to the early summer. And once that kind of gets past, then we're good to go. But there's always torrential downpours right when I open the pool. And every year I'd have this consistent battle with a slightly floating liner in certain spots. So I really hope this video helped you guys. If you want to see some more information on this for additional videos, or if you want to actually see me go ahead and install that irrigation pipe to kind of help with those drainage issues on the back as well, let me know down in the comments. And like, subscribe guys, and hopefully see you on the next one. Dale does it all. See ya.